Hello. Hello. Just just hello. I ain't got it today. Hello.
I,
If y'all knew what it took for us to get here in this present moment, you would understand why we are the way that we are right now. Hello. Cheers.
um. Okay, we gotta get the energy back.
I know it's like shake it off. Blah, blah, blah.
Gotta get the energy. Gotta get the energy back.
Happy
Cause
Thursday. Happy
happy
show day.
Thursday.
Happy
Happy show
everything.
day.
Happy
Happy everything. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the best podcast that your baby daddy ain't listening to.
Wait, what? I'm clapping you up now. Wait, what? The best podcast that who?
That
What
your
did he
baby
say?
daddy's not listening to. It's crazy.
What did he
I don't
say?
understand why. We don't understand why, but okay. Um,
Toast to baby
I'm
daddy.
I'm somewhat your co-host, Charles. Because technology is not. Mm. Okay, I'm Professor Charles, my wonderful co-host.
Thank you. I'm Professor Brittany.
Yes, and we are Dating University, where we discuss the good
The bad.
and apparently all of the ugly.
Of dating and relationships.
and janky technology when it
I
wants
was
to be.
about to say that. I was saying bad technology. You took the words out of my mouth today.
Bro, like y'all see where I'm at. I'm on my mobile right now, which is
Oh,
crazy
you're not
work.
even on your laptop?
No, God, no. It's not even laptoping right now. I'm not.
Crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what? We're gonna take y'all, if y'all don't mind, give us like 5 minutes just to vent. I think we'll be
You,
in a much better space if you just give
hmm
us 5 minutes just
hmm
to vent about technology today because
hmm
it was a journey just to get here. Like I had to power my laptop starting at 6:30. It is now 7:30 something. And it just started working like 5 minutes ago. Just in the nick of time, but that hour is very nerve-wracking when you want to start on time.
For
So it's
sure.
like it it took an hour, but it felt like five. And it does it
Yeah.
every show day. Any other
Every
time it's like, oh,
show day.
I'll work. But show day, it's like I don't wanna. But you're gonna because I'm here.
Listen, bro. I got on my laptop. I set up the stream. I was sitting. I was playing around a little thing, not doing anything crazy, not trying anything new.
That's crazy.
Same old regular routine for the show.
Yeah.
My face is on the camera.
I saw
My
it.
audio is good.
I synced it.
Brittany come on and it was like, oh no, no camera. What?
It did.
What?
I saw it was the still shot of your face. And I was like,
What are
okay,
we
we'll keep
doing?
off camera for now.
What are we doing? Uh, but
Crazy,
it's
y'all.
okay.
We're here.
Listen, I had a whole presentation. I had my little links and everything. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So we're just gonna have to rock out how we rock
We're
out.
gonna rock out. And I think that's the beauty of it is that we
Mm-hmm.
are our own bosses. We run this. And if
True.
something happens to malfunction, we don't have to answer to anybody but ourselves.
And that's a fact, Jack.
Beauty of entrepreneurship. So, welcome to Dating
Absolutely.
University. We are here. We are present. We got it out of our systems. Whew, we're good.
And speaking of entrepreneurship, this episode is brought to you by Dating University itself. Go get a t-shirt. This is a throwback. I don't
That's
even
a
think this is
throwback
it.
for
I
sure.
don't even think this is in the store anymore, which is crazy.
You
I
know, what
like
was
it.
the inspiration behind that shirt? Was that after the episode we did with August Alsina and Jada Pinkett, the
I think so. No,
Tangleman?
no, no. That was no. That was the Uh, that was the other shirt. What was it? Not the entangle. Was it an entanglement shirt that we did?
We did a shirt. The fun fact about us, whenever we make merch, it's tied to one of our shows. So that's why I'm
Absolutely.
trying to place it, because I think you said a comment about keeping your dirt clean on one of our past episodes.
I'm
And
sure I
you know
did.
what? I will give, this is, I mean,
Uh,
random prize, because I'm feeling so generous. I will
okay.
give a personal $25 cash app to anyone
Mm,
that can find the show within the next day. So
okay.
you have until this time tomorrow to find the show where Professor Charles says to keep your dirt clean. And if you can
Dang.
reference the episode and the title, it's yours. I will gladly give it to you,
Dang.
because I cannot remember it. I cannot
I
recall
can't remember that. That was
it.
old. That was back when I was at my old apartment.
I know. So
I want to
they're gonna have
say.
to work. They're gonna have to work. Okay. They're gonna have to work. $25.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Any more housekeeping things that we got to get out
I have
before?
no more
Uh,
housekeeping. Oh, if
yeah.
you're
Go to the merch shop. It's some new stuff in there. It's definitely some new stuff in there.
yeah, if you're watching this right
God,
now,
really dope mug. Hmm?
no, if they're watching right now, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies,
Yes.
tell your baby daddies,
Yes.
tell your baby mamas, tell your coworkers, tell anybody, tell your pastor,
Yes.
tell your
Right.
auntie, tell your
Right.
ex,
Like, comment, subscribe. Every
do it
click
all.
helps our show reach the dark reaches of YouTube and brings new faces to
Yeah,
our platform.
it's
So yeah,
absolutely.
we appreciate all your faces. We appreciate
Invite
everything.
everyone, especially the
And
one that you know don't like you.
especially the one that
Be
don't like it.
the bigger person and share the gift
Mm,
that keeps on giving, which is dating university. Share
amen,
it.
amen,
Okay.
amen, amen.
So we are here
Listen,
tonight. Tonight is
blessed.
a super fun, a super dope episode, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to dive in. I can't wait to hear some feedback, and let's just dive right in. You know, a phenomenon that has been taking over the internet, it has been taking over social media, it has been taking over our very own platform here, YouTube, is the pop the balloon or find love phenomenon.
Yeah, yeah.
Those that are unfamiliar with the concept, you have a panel of women or men, depending on who they bring out, and they are holding a balloon. If they like what they see, they keep their balloon intact. If the contestant walks out and they do not like that contestant, whether it be off, physicality or off of something that they say or just a vibe, they can pop that balloon. So the goal is, if you have one person left with the balloon and you have the contestant, the host will ask, is it a match? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Is it a match for you? Yes or no? Is it a match for you? And then the person will respond yes or no. If it's a match, big ups to Arlette and BM, the geniuses behind this concept. Then she'll say, we got a match. And they walk off together and they go on a date, and you hope that they live happily ever after. So tonight
Mm-hmm.
we're going to examine the past 20 something episodes, speak about the trends, speak about how it looks in the dating world. Is it an accurate portrayal, or do we think it's over sensationalized for the sake of
Mm-hmm.
social media and viral moments? So that is the topic for this evening. Charles, how do you feel about the overall concept of Pop the Balloon or Find Love?
I think it's uh I think it's good entertainment.
Sure.
Um, but it gets people talking. It
Yeah.
gets a lot of clicks. It gets a lot of engagement.
Hmm.
Uh, opens up a lot of Pandora boxes.
Yeah.
uh, but for me personally, I think it's trash. I think it's trash. Why do I think it's trash? I think it's trash because we are already in a very superficial state.
For sure.
Especially when it comes to dating and relationships. And we already are being very shallow when it
Sure.
comes to like who it is that we are choosing to date.
Yeah.
Because we're now connected all over the world via the web. So someone is always going to be looking for the next best thing. With the pop of the balloon, it takes it down an even more. Oh, what's the word I want to use? A more hurtful level because
Mm.
now you're really getting to the quick of people, like just based off how they look, and it's like that's automatic. No, like I ain't even say anything, and I'm just walking out onto the stage, and then you hear six and seven pop, 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 pop,
The
pop.
absolute worst, right? The absolute worst.
I'm just being a human here. What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
um, and like I said, it just gets to this point where we're really all about the facial. We're all about the body type. We're all about we're not even looking for anything substantial. I mean, if you look at these videos, I mean, anytime someone starts to get a monochrome of deep, it's like pop, and it's weird to me. Like I said, it's good entertainment. We use it for our platform because it opens up conversations. There have been some extremely viral moments uh, that we've actually based some shows off of, and I'm okay with that. So keep it going.
Yeah. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I actually love the show because
Yeah.
it's like a visual representation of all of the shows that we've had. We've had a show
Mm.
on superficial preferences. We've had a show on rejection. We've had a show on looks. We've had a
Yeah.
show on blind dates. It just gives a glimpse of it's we're here, right? You and I, Professor Charles, myself, Professor Brittany. We talk about these things. So it's like
Hmm.
it can only go but so far because it's us giving our perspective. But watching the show, you're seeing everything that we discuss play out. So we're going to
Yeah.
walk through some examples of what I mean. Like, for example, physical preference. We
Hmm.
all have our physical preferences, and that is okay. Some physical preferences are valid. I think everybody's up, to their own standard, and that's okay. But
Hmm.
then you have some where it's like, do you like people? Do you want to actually be in a relationship? If you're that picky, then you cannot complain when the pickings are slim. Like, for example, there was one man who walked out, and immediately women started popping down the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
so
crazy.
what happens is what I love about Arlette, she brings out the honesty. She'll walk down
Hmm.
the list of people and say, "Hey, give me your name, your age, and tell me a little bit about yourself. What made you pop his balloon?" And the reason why the women popped their balloon was they didn't like his outfit. That's a
Crazy
common
work.
theme that happens
Crazy
in
work.
so many of their shows. Women or men will say, "I'm just not a fan of the fit." And what I like about that is it actually shows the superficiality of people in the dating pool. This is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that both Charles and I made up. It is out there. And so what brought me hope, because I'm like, I know we're not out here basing compatibility off of an outfit. There was one woman that said, I kept my balloon unpopped on a different show. I kept my balloon unpopped because you can change an outfit.
Like, like that part, it blows my mind.
You can change an outfit.
You're gonna like right, like you're gonna just, potentially walk out on someone who is absolutely good for you, or whatever, or just a good fun time, and just based off of my outfit. Now, here's the wild thing, they always tell you, come as you are, be yourself, be this, be that, right? Okay, if someone does that, oh, did I get dropped?
No, we still, you're here. You're here. Keep going.
Okay. Lord knows I don't know what's happening.
We're here.
Yeah, Lord knows if I come up there and I got like, I feel like I'm in my emo day, like, and I got on some Slipknot t-shirts, or if I'm in my preppy boy mode today, or if I'm in my hood mode, or if I'm in my professional mode. Like, we're facets, like we're our makeup, we're diamonds, we're made up of tiny little facets,
Yeah.
and each has the ability to shine through however it needs to shine through. But you decided, no, I don't even want to even talk to this person just because you have on this. That's
Hmm.
insane work to me.
Yeah. But if you think about it, in the dating world, there are people in person and online dating profiles that will scroll over or walk past you if your physical appearance, meaning your outfit, isn't to their liking.
Mm,
Wild. Like you said, I think it's wild. That kind of superficial is something that I'm not in line with. Like the woman
no.
said in the show, an outfit can be changed. I'm worried
Hmm.
about your essence, your values, your core beliefs. That's what, will attract me. And I get
Yeah.
that we're going off of the physical first and foremost, but for me, an outfit is not a part of that. The only way I would, turn my nose up at an outfit is if this person came like they had no effort. You're coming on a show. For me, it's about first impressions. Like
Yeah.
if we're going on a first date, are you comfortable showing up looking like that? Like there are some people that, they would ask like, is this your best? Because some
Mm,
people like they didn't even try. Like
yeah.
I said, look, I just came from work.
Right.
You were gonna be on the show. So
Right.
you
Right.
shouldn't
Right.
even think to bring a change of clothes. But I
Bring a
mean,
change of
again,
clothes.
you
Yeah.
can change
Like
clothes, but it also goes to your level of effort in this experience.
mm,
Like you don't want
nah.
to fall back on the whole like accept me as I am, you know, I can change clothes. It also is that other side of how much effort did you put into coming here? Like if
Mm,
you treated it like this was something to do, then I'm gonna have something to say.
no, you spitting, and that's the other side of that coin. Um, and I should have thought about that too, but I didn't. I was thinking more so just like, you know, these are just these are just things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But if that's
and
your
don't get me
if that's
wrong,
your
because
passion, that's your
like,
passion.
right, right. And me, like, I love to dress. Like, so
I
if I'm
know.
coming to, if I'm coming to a situation like that, yes, I'm gonna put on my best. Now, what I feel my best is may not be to the other person's liking. Now,
Exactly.
say if I go in there with a three-piece suit, right? I'm looking
Exactly.
good. I feel amazing in
Yep.
this three-piece suit. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling strong. I walk in there and then pop, 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 pop. Well, that's somebody's preference. Somebody may not have been with somebody who's worn a suit, or they're not attracted to people who wear suits. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's kind of like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right. Right.
Like if you go in there with your streetwear, some nice drip. Um, I've seen people be like, "Yeah, you dress like my little brother," Nah,
Right. Right.
like it's the fit. Like what? Like
I mean, I've even seen these are two separate instances, but there was one man, he was wearing a nice, like, Versace blouse, a little unbuttoned, but he was well put together. Nice black pants, white and black loafers. And the women were like, you're a little too put together. It's not giving masculine.
hmm
So a man that has a well put together outfit is not seen as masculine. Another
yeah,
woman on a different show outwardly told this man, "Your outfit makes you look gay."
yeah. That's wild word. Like that was wild to me.
And she
And
was
exactly.
young. So I'm thankful that she was young because that's a teachable moment for her. But if she were over the age of 25, that would be a cringeworthy moment that I would have to be like, sis, we need to talk on the side. And I'm low key judging you for that because for you to
Yeah,
base someone's sexuality off of an outfit is insane and it is out of this world. And you need to
yeah.
apologize. And for that to be on a public platform, you're putting this man's sexual orientation on blast in front of a panel of other men, the host, and now the world is going to see that. That's
And
unfair.
then just because it's just like that, people are going to run with it. People are going to exacerbate the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he do look zesty. He look at that little chain he had on, or why he got
Awful.
on them wide leg pants, or why his hair braided like that, like why he
Exactly.
standing like that. It's like, why are you putting all of these effeminate things on this man if that's just how he dresses, if that's just how he rocks?
Right.
Like
It's
that's what I'm
insane.
saying. These are just things, man. Like,
Right.
but
Right.
this comes with age. It comes with maturity. That's why I don't really think you see too many. Like you don't see too many. You still see them, but you don't see too many over 35 ish
And that was the best
rounds.
episode, I must say, as a 39-year-old woman myself, the best episode that they had was when they had a selection of people that were over 35 because A, they're more mature. I mean, let's be honest, the older you get, the more mature you get, hopefully.
Hopefully,
And secondly, like
Jinx, you owe me a coat.
secondly, we know what we want. We've had more time, we've had more experiences, so we have more to talk about and more to ask and more to seek. We know our preferences and we also know
Yeah,
the right questions to ask. And so I think, that probably was the best episode with the older people. But the younger ones, superficial as I don't know what. We'll
yeah,
come back to the clothing conversation and the
hmm
preferences, and we can go into some of the questions.
yeah.
A lot,
Those questions are what already even qualified as questions. It's
a
just
lot of them, the common question on all of these shows: A, do you believe in God? B, do you have kids? And three, where do you live?
hmm no, it's real. I can get that. I mean, because all three are extremely important.
Extremely important. I do not negate that they are important.
hmm
But don't you want to go deeper? Like I just feel like on some of these episodes, that's all you want to know about your person. If you could ask them anything, you're asking, do you believe in God? Do you have kids? And where do you live? The lack of creativity for me
mm
leads me to think that you cannot hold a conversation. There are some people that have asked questions like, "What's your toxic trait?" or "What's something that you've learned from your past relationship that you would take into your next one?" Or "Why did your last relationship end?" Or "How are you with taking accountability?" Those to me are very, very, very important questions. Yeah, having kids is a good question. Believing in God, absolutely a great question. But it's just
hmm
like, if that's the first thing that pops to your mind every time, I mean, what else do you have?
I mean, it's kind of like it's like a panel interview. Honestly, I mean, that's basically what it is. And if anybody who's ever been on a job interview that's been a panel interview, that's nerve wracking, right?
Oh my gosh, so nerve wracking.
So you're not really you may have in your mind like what you're going to say, what you're going to ask, or what have you. But when you walk out there and someone just automatically pops your balloon, it throws you off your game.
It would totally throw me off. If every single person popped their balloon when I walked out, I'm running off. I'm
You
running off
feel me?
stage. No, seriously.
Yeah,
I don't want
no,
to
no,
hear
like
no
no
reason.
cap.
I don't want to
I
hear
don't
none of
want to
that.
hear like you said what you said. I'm gone. Like yeah, I'll be great.
Arlette
Um.
would hate us, Charles.
Oh, listen. But then
Y'all
I'll
ain't
mess
finna
around and
embarrass.
come back and be like, I got words for every last one of you, monster.
Exactly. Y'all ain't finna embarrass me. Y'all not finna embarrass me. So see ya. You can say
Yeah,
whatever you want, but I won't be there to get it. So there's
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. You when you want to ask these questions, and what if the person that when you walked out and you saw and you like, damn, they look good, and they go pop, you like,
I'm like, what's your Instagram? Because I'm a follow up on you.
ah,
I'm a
I'm
follow up
so.
on you. Okay.
No, men don't have that luxury, my darling.
I'm gonna follow up on you. You know what? And Carrie, hey Carrie, she makes a good point. The believing in God thing, the belief system, it is important to a lot of people,
Yeah,
but it's a very broad question. Like, do you believe in God? Yes. Okay. Do, what questions are going to come next from that? Do you go to church? How often do you go to church? How deep is your faith in whatever you believe in? Like, there are so many questions that go after that. So that's
hmm
something for me. I would wait until we're in a more secluded spot. But just saying, do you believe in God? They're going to be like, yeah.
right. You don't know which God.
Yeah. Now, some people, honestly, they know. If you watch enough of the shows, that question is asked on every single one of them. So it's going to be
Yeah,
like, yeah, let me see what I have to say to stay in the running, because they'll come out and she'll say, what's important to you? And they'll say that they're a man of God or she's a woman of God. They believe in something. So of course, if I like that person and I want them to consider me, I'm going to say what they want to hear. That goes back to one of our other shows, you know, saying the right thing. I want to get in there, so I'll do what I have to do to get in there.
yeah,
May not be genuine. So
yeah,
that question for me, yeah, I could take it or leave it. I want to see your
mm.
actions. A lot of people can say they believe in stuff and they follow, but their actions don't quite add up. So
No,
I
no,
need
that's
to
real.
do a little bit more to say, okay, are you do you? Or
Hmm.
because your actions really aren't giving. So
I'm trying to think of like what I would ask
it's been some
someone.
really good questions like, what's your love language? Or tell
Yeah.
me tell me your relationship with your family.
hmm
That people ask, do you have kids? But then the follow-up, which is funny, how many? How many baby mamas, baby daddies?
I mean,
That that that
you ask that in the normal
yeah,
dating situation. So I'm
absolutely.
definitely asking, you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. There was a show with a woman that asked that, and that was one of her
hmm
deal breakers. But he had, I think, 3 kids.
hmm
But she was willing to give him a chance, and they're the only engaged couple.
word. Okay.
So it's
That's what's
like
up.
you could have a deal breaker of a guy having kids, but he may be the best option for you. So you
Yeah,
just
you
never
never
know.
know.
You never, ever, ever know.
Carrie says, I feel like only time will tell for any question asked. People
Oh
lie about
yeah, for
everything.
sure.
Yeah, that's
For
true. Yeah,
sure.
that's without question.
We
You
talked
know,
about first impressions, and that
we
show
talk
is
about.
actually, again, a visual representation of the first impression. That's the contestant
hmm
first time seeing the lineup. That's the lineup's first impression of seeing the contestant. Everyone's trying to put their best foot forward. And who wouldn't? You do that when you go on a job interview. You do that when you meet your first date in person. So
hmm
I get it. I get it, but I would use my time wisely. Like there was
Yeah.
one guy that asked about like how do you handle accountability? And tell me, what do you think? What do you think happened when the woman had the balloons? What do you think happened?
Pop, 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 pop.
Okay, so again,
Because they,
it's like
I mean, because these are the people that avoid accountability like the plague. Like
Okay.
so, yeah. I'm not
It's
saying everybody does
just
it, but I'm just saying
no.
these are the type of people that will.
It's just so funny because Charles, when I say this show really like shows how dating is in real life. If you were, I'm going to ask you a series of questions just to prove my point. What do
Okay.
you think was the number one reason why women did not want to get with a man? Based off physical appearance, what's the number one reason women did not want to choose that particular man?
He was too short.
Bingo. Height.
Yeah, it's
Height.
wild. It's
Height.
wild.
Height
Like I
and
got some.
second, it
Like
would
I
be
got
weight.
something to do with that. Like I got
Height
something
and
to do with
weight.
that. Like,
For sure. For sure. Height and weight. But number one,
yeah.
of course, was height. There was a scene, and I was talking to Charles about this earlier, and this guy walks out and pop, 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 pop. And the women are like, yeah, you're too short. Yeah, you're too short. One woman who was like 5'3" was like, you're too short looking up at him. And he's like, I'm 6 feet. And she's like, no, you're not. He's like, I am. I just got measured when I went to the DMV. I know how tall I am.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's like, Kings, y'all got to be like 6'5" at this point. Like, what? And it wasn't like she was tall, she was short. And she's like, it's just a height for me. And it's just like,
No, see, that's the thing, man. You.
and what I also don't like, and I'm going there, and I'm gonna broaden my comments
Because I
to,
feel like, I feel like I'm gonna go there too. But go
I'm
ahead.
gonna broaden my horizons on other shows, on other platforms, and even in real life. And I'm gonna go there, and I have to go there. Height is something that men have to deal with when it comes to dating, but something that else that we need to address, and this is for men and women, is weight.
Yeah, for sure,
One thing
for
I'm
sure.
not a fan of is the lack of diversity in size. Um, on a lot of these love shows and reality shows that deal with finding love, there is a very low percentage of what we call overweight. I do not see our fluffy people getting loved and treated the way that they should. And even on this Pop the Balloon show, every time I see a larger person, I know they're not going to get chosen. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. There was one show, one episode, and he was literally popped every first round. They're like, boop. It's just a
Yeah.
physical attraction. And I'm like, just say his weight. Just say he's big. I love big men, but that's not everyone's type. Well, I understand. But it's very
Mm.
saddening when you see how society rejects that body type over and over again. When a
But
heavy
low key,
set woman
but
comes
low
out,
key be craving it. Low
low
key be
key, low
craving it.
key craving it. I've seen it on both ends. Like I've seen an overweight woman come out and every man pop their balloon, except for one guy. And then he popped the balloon when he asked her about kids. So it was
Mm.
like as soon as she walked out, poppity pop 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 pop. And they were like, this is physical attraction. And this one guy kept his balloon and he was like, wait, I got a question. How many kids? And she was like, 3. He was like, poop. Right.
I'd have did the same. I'd have did the same. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not you. It's your circumstance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
get that, and that's so crazy because Carrie. I was just about to go there because Carrie said groupthink is also a factor with that show. When people see that a lot of other people have popped their balloon, they don't want to feel like all one out. Well, I'm saying all one that is still willing to give them a chance. Absolutely. Like I think we need to dive into this particular thing a little bit later, but yeah, it's horrible. It's like you see the hesitation on the men and the women. You see it, and this is like, why'd you pop it? You didn't want to pop it, or it took you forever to pop it. Bull crap. That needle sharp. Don't play with me.
Right. And I
You
mean,
knew what
yeah,
you.
we've talked about the men getting picked apart, but now like my women, they get equally picked apart, and again, superficial reasons. What do you think the top? What do you think the top reason guys do not like women could be. What do you think?
Mm, uh, it's up there. It's a tie in my mind between uh the demeanor slash attitude in kids.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, kids. I would say yeah, but physical. If you're looking at just the
Oh,
physical,
like oh, just physical. Oh, yeah. Either
outward appearance,
she's
physical.
yeah, she's probably just too big.
Mm.
She may be like either too big, plus size or whatever, or she may be too tall.
So interestingly enough, a lot of men complained about weight. Weight was one, but it wasn't the top. The biggest comment was on a woman's hair and her nails.
Uh,
Hair and nails.
uh, yeah, they don't want nobody
Hair and
with
nails
fake
are a
hair. They don't want
mess.
nobody with fake nails.
Lashes,
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah. Oh,
So
I mean, I get that, yo, because some of them be OD, yo, for real, for real.
but
Like,
here's the thing.
they be OD. Like,
It
why
goes
your
back to
lashes out here, dog? Like, why your lashes out here, dog?
and I get
Why you
that.
got on the Cardis? Like,
It's cool. Like say what you say. I get that. But it goes back to the actual dating world. Men will say
yeah,
they like one thing or they dislike something, but when you
but
look at the
low
trail
key.
of things that they are liking on social
Mm,
media and lusting after, it fits the description of what you're saying you don't like about women. I don't get it. Like I want her real hair, real nails, real this, real that. Check on her Instagram activity. You're liking these stars, internet stars that have the fake hair and the fake nails. So it's like I don't know what your type is because you don't know what your type is.
mm, mm.
So we gotta
That's
go
a
there.
whole nother. That's a
Yeah, you don't
whole.
know what your
That's
own type is. I could understand if a man is like, I don't like fake hair, fake nails, blah blah blah. And then you look at like his social media accounts and what he goes for in real life, and they all have
mm-hmm,
natural hair, no nail. I can respect that. Okay, you have your preference.
mm-hmm,
You have those. I want the real this, real that, real bodies, real this, and
mm-hmm,
you look at their likes and what they go after, and they BBO queens. And it's like,
mm.
so what do you like? You can like both. Like you're entitled to
You see,
like
because
all
you
but
read
you
my
don't
mind.
have to down. You don't have to down one group to look like the oh, he likes everything authentic, sir. You will not get an extra cookie. Just say you like women. That's all. Like you
Because that's where I was gonna go. Like, because I think I feel yeah, I think women get hung up on what men are liking on social media versus what they date. I really think women need to pay more attention to what men are dating, who men are dating, and who they're getting with, and who they're procreating with, and who they're marrying, versus who and what they're liking on the gram.
and
I'm,
that's hard.
I'm
I mean, that's hard for us because it's like, yeah, look at who they're dating and who they're marrying, but then who are you creeping with? Who are you lusting after? I think
listen.
that's the piece that
Carrie is spot on tonight. They have a type for sex and a different type for marriage, and that's just real. Like we got some that we may lust over. We got some that that we find them physically attractive, even though we may know that 70% of them is fake. We may know that, but we're not. At least the more reasonable men are not like in this person's DMs. We're not. Uh, uh,
that's a good way to say it because
we're,
I'm like
we're,
there
we're
are
not
men that will
right. We're not.
marry.
We're not really popping off in their comments talking about, oh my god, beautiful. Oh my god, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like you were so you can have everything I have. No, 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 no. No. Those are the thirsties. We let the thirsties be the thirsties. But it's that old saying of the squeaky wheel gets the oil. People see the hounding from certain men, and they apply that thinking to all men. And then in turn, what they do is they modify themselves into thinking, well, all right, well, if all men like this, I'm gonna go do this. And then I'm gonna get more men to be looking at me.
I mean,
And
see,
then what we may
same
look,
November.
hold on, we may double tap, but we're not bringing you home because we already know, like, nah, that shit's
But
gonna dry
here's,
up in like 20 years.
I
So,
get that.
so what I'm saying is, like, men can be simple creatures, but we can be also complex. And I would love for women to not look at us as this, uh, get out of this thinking that we're just these cavemen. Don't get me wrong. We have our base instincts.
I'm
We
like,
have our
there are
base.
some cavemen
We,
that
we,
exist though.
we got our base carnal desires. It just is what it is. We see something, we see a pair of tits, and goddamn, we see a nice ass, goddamn, but that's just how we're wired. We're
And so,
wired to procreate. We're wired to hunt. You know what I'm saying?
right.
This is what this is our makeup. But our choosing is our evolved self.
And
So
that's cool.
don't make yourself, don't go mutilate your body trying to fit what the base carnal side of what man is. Focus on his elevated self. Because every man has an elevated self. Whether he's tapped into it or not, he has one. So we gotta figure that out.
So it's like you're the reasonable man, and
Oh, for
you
sure.
know you're a reasonable man. So here's the thing: from a woman's perspective,
Hmm.
yes, women were chosen. Yes, you date us. Yes, you marry us. But again, you could be in the same room with your wife or your girlfriend, and you're still lusting and giving your attention to this. Why can't you lust and give
Mm,
your attention to her? Women love like men like validation on their physical
yeah, for sure.
appearance.
For
Women
sure.
soak it up too. Women love to feel sexy and wanted. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's nice to call us beautiful. It's nice to call us cute. It's nice to
Hmm.
call us, oh, you're so domesticated, you're so loving,
Mm.
caring, you're
Ugh,
kind,
I
you're
would never
warm,
said that to a woman.
you're
Good lord.
beautiful. I mean, some people say that. Like if she cooks and cleans, like I love that about my woman. She's domesticated.
Mm,
All good things, but it's just like, do you call her sexy? Like, are you drooling over her pictures too? Are you drooling over her when she walks
yeah,
around the house in some sweatpants? And the
yeah.
reasonable man, yes, but then you have the majority that again, I'm a wife. I'm a wife one, and then lust over the other. Why can't you lust over what you marry?
Mm.
That
No,
that
I
that's
get
where
that.
that's where the disconnect is. Like, yes,
Hmm.
you marry us, but you're not lusting over us. So while we're beautiful and we're great to be in your life as a life partner, are you lusting after us sexually? Like I get what Carrie's saying. There's a type for sex and a type for marriage. Why can't the sexiness be in the marriage too?
I'm sure it is.
Well,
I'm
that's
sure it
why
is.
men say these women mutilate their bodies because they want your attention.
Mm,
It's easy. Easy. They
mm.
want your attention. Yes,
Yeah,
we're
for sure.
married. Yes, you marry us, but we could be sitting at home, naked and
Hmm.
stuff, and you're still boop, 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 ooh. And you're
Again,
still
I
in your
mean, I
bathroom doing
get
what
it.
you want to do to her video and not to your own wife's.
I, I can't speak for every man,
No, yeah. No, for sure. I'm just saying,
you
for
know,
every
but
reasonable man, women are going to ask, like, yes, Charles, you are reasonable, but there are men that will say what they don't like, but then
hmm,
they will drool over the things they don't like. But when I get it, it's like, why are you doing that to yourself? Because I want you to look at me.
mm,
I want you to view
mm,
me sexy too.
yeah, yeah,
Like it
yeah,
reminds me of remember when Aisha Curry was, had that thing about wanting to feel sexy and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And granted, we rolled our eyes, but it's like, there are some wives and mothers and women that legitimately feel that way. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're really beautiful, but who doesn't want to be not objectified, but who doesn't want to be seen as like sexy? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful is cool. I love being beautiful, but I want to be sexy too. I want to be both. So all that to say, I mean,
I don't
guys,
know. I don't know. I think it's too it's a lot of nuance um
for sure.
in between there. Because one, if you're familiar with a person, like you've been married for X amount of years, or you've been together X amount of years in time, you know, it's routine. Like you know the road. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you know the road. Um, but you see someone else, and it's just like, yes, that person is sexy, but I'm not going to pursue that person because I know the love, the respect, the honor, the cherishment is here in my marriage. Now, again, there's a lot of nuance. I can't get into all of it because everybody's marriage and relationship is totally different. I'm with Darius. My wife is sexy and beautiful. Like,
Right. Sure.
so but as human beings, we're still gonna find attractiveness in other people, right? So, okay, so let's see. That's where a conversation needs to be had before you go changing things about yourself. We need to be open in relationships to make sure we talk about how to keep attention and affirm our partners. Absolutely, absolutely. Like, don't like find out what your man is liking. Find out what your woman is liking. Not saying go and
Yeah,
turn yourself into
pounds
not to
for
go. I don't want you to turn yourself in. I don't want people to go out there and turn themselves into plastic dolls. I want people to really find the sexiness in their partner. Find that. Like what was the first thing that attracted you to that person? Get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a choice every single day. It's a
and
choice.
that's such a deep conversation. I mean, I'm not pessimistic, Paula, but some people can't
No.
even get deep in their relationship, in their marriage. Yes, it sounds good to say,
And that's crazy.
have a
How did
conversation
we
about
even
what
get
you like.
here?
I mean, come on, y'all. Like,
But how did
some
we
people
even
can't
get
even have
there?
a
We were
surface
like,
level
we're not even. Hmm.
I mean, in a perfect world, like communicate. Let's communicate what we like. Let's communicate what keeps things spicy. That's
Mm-hmm.
ideal. I'm not saying it's bad. It's ideal. But
Mm-hmm.
will that actually happen? Like, hey, what would
Hmm.
keep it sexy? Well, maybe if you dressed a little better. Like, are people really ready for those conversations? Honestly.
No, God no, God no,
Like,
God no. Women, no, God no. Women could never handle that. No, no,
I mean,
no,
even men, like,
no.
what would happen
Men
if
can never
a
handle that either.
couple
Nobody can handle that kind of.
conversation is
Nobody can
cool,
handle
but
that. Go ahead.
can y'all really handle the truth? Like, a lot
No,
of
God
people want to
no,
communicate and have
no.
these conversations, and it's like half of y'all scared to tell y'all partner that their sex is bad. Some of y'all can't even tell your partner you gained some weight. I'm not attracted. Y'all can't even
Right,
handle that. Like, can
right,
you really? Can you
right.
handle hearing that? Can you handle saying that?
And this is why the window shopping becomes the thing because it's like, all
There you
right,
go.
I can't get gratified in this one way
There you
because
go.
my partner doesn't
There
look
you
this
go.
way. My partner isn't this.
Whew.
I know if I go to say something, it's not going to be taken in a space of,
That's my point.
it's not going to be taken in the space of my partner sees something different in me
Yeah.
and I don't want to lose my partner.
Absolutely. You can have one
So,
bad conversation that will throw you off your rocker. If a man really told his woman, "Yeah, I liked you better when you were 30 pounds heavier," like maybe we could. I mean, there's a nice way you can say it, but the message is still the same. I'm not as attracted because you're heavier. If a woman were to
But
say,
see,
"You don't
right.
please me," can you really
Oof,
handle that? As like again,
oof.
that's a hard conversation to spice things up. But can a partner
Hmm.
really handle that? In the back of his mind, he's gonna say, "Is anything I did ever good enough for her? Was she
Yeah,
sleeping all the time?" Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
easier to go off the beaten path than having
Hmm.
a conversation. It's easier said than done. We can say till we're blue in the face, communication, communication, communication. What about the
When all we do is
reception?
avoid.
Yeah,
When all we really
avoidance.
do is avoid
Right. The
and get
defensive
along to get along.
exact even on the show, which ties back to the show, people give the blunt truth, and some people can't handle it. Like
Right.
there are some people that accept it and they're like, oh, okay, I accept it. But then there's some people that are very blunt, like she'll say, well, what is it? And they'll say, I'm just not attracted. And she'll say, what about them? No, your face. Ooh. And then she'll ask them in return, "Are you attracted?" And then, of course, are you going to
That's
say,
when the
"Yeah,
petty
I'm
comes out.
attracted"? You going to be defensive back? Well, no, I'm not attracted either because I don't like her face. It's hard to get rejected on TV when somebody's being legitimately honest. Like
For
if I'm not
sure.
attracted to you, I'm not attracted, and that's fine. I don't think it's mean if someone says I'm just not attracted to your face. Okay,
Mm.
it's how you take that rejection. Some people are so gracious, like, I appreciate that. Like, okay. Some people get defensive and try to do a little, crack back, but it's like your feelings are showing. Your
Oh,
feelings are hurt.
listen, because what they say, what they say, not too much on me, not
Hmm.
too much.
Right.
Like
And someone
don't,
said that on the show, Charles. He was
yeah.
it was the guy, he was really, really short. He was the plumber. And he was talking about a woman like, okay, you're not qualified because you have hair on your arms. And she's like, not too much because you're short. You're like, they were just going back and forth, back and forth. When for me, if you would have popped my balloon and said, I'm just not attracted, I would say, okay, thanks. I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit here and justify why you should like me. I'm not going to
No.
also justify myself. I know who I am. So you not finding me attractive, that's on you. I respectfully, I respect your opinion. I'm going to keep it moving, but to engage and go back and forth defensively shows that you have hurt my feelings, and I would never let
Yeah.
you see sweat.
No, I would never let you see me sweat like that. Like
Thanks.
not publicly, not publicly.
Like you said, not
Like,
too much, not too much, not too much.
yeah,
Because not too much. But yes, it's I missed the comment Carrie said. Hard talks are definitely necessary. They are. I think we have to practice not just having the hard talk, but being receptive to the hard talks. Like sitting down and saying a bunch of hard things is easy, but it's
yeah.
the
That's just
doing it.
releasing the pressure.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
need to know how you handle the hard talk moving
Yeah.
forward. That's the hardest part. You sitting down getting it out is easy. I could easily say, this is what it is.
Right,
Just
because
like
then I feel better. I feel better. You may feel like shit, but yeah, I feel
right, right.
better because I
And
finally
how
got it out.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the show overall, like when you think about having some of those hard talks play out in front of the camera, it speaks to people's character. Um,
Hmm.
I appreciate some of those deep questions that people ask, and I appreciate some of the answers.
Hmm.
One was asking about like what happened in your past relationship and what did you learn? And a lot of women on that panel didn't want to answer that. And for me, you don't have to give the granular details. You don't have to say his name. You don't have to like go in depth, but just tell me like what did you do wrong? I need to see that you can handle taking accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a rare
We were
thing.
not looking, the women were not looking too good on the accountability part. I didn't like that for us. Like when men say that, I'm like, what do you mean we don't take accountability? We always take accountability. And I watch the show and I'm like,
And then,
we are not taking accountability. I'm getting mad. Like that is a perfect time to say, like, look, This is what it is. I love honesty. Like if you let things come out up front, look, it is what it is. What's my toxic trait? Here it is. Either you like it or you don't. I love that question. What's your toxic trait? Because I mean, for men and the women, because I think it was asked on a panel of men and then on a panel of women. You got to tell on yourself who likes you.
Yeah.
Like when you go to an
No one
interview,
wants it.
when you go to an interview, do you really say, "Look, I'm here and look, I'm not really good at Excel. I'm gonna be late a couple times. I have a bit of a slick mouth. I like to be on my phone during the day, talk to my boyfriend. I am forgetful of time." Like you're not gonna go and spew out all your negative qualities. But it takes
Right.
a very humble person to say, "This is what's wrong with me. This is
Yeah.
something that I can improve on.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are my areas of weakness." There was a question where a guy was like, "I don't know any. I don't know anything that's wrong with me." Pop. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's an automatic file.
No, nothing. You mean nothing is wrong with you? Pop. Pop.
I'm petty and needy and a bit of a brat. Fair.
Okay. Okay.
Fair.
Okay. And I would ask, what does that look like? Tell me, what does being petty look like? Speak to a time
Yeah.
you were needy. What
Right.
makes you a brat? Like those are great follow-up questions that now this
And do
person
you have
knows
a control on it?
exactly.
That'll be my question. Like, do you have a control over your toxic trait?
Yep.
Like that's my follow up. Like, because I've said it way too many times before. We settle for the least amount of crazy that we're willing to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if your if your brattiness is like, I don't want you to go. I'm like, all right, okay, that's cool. But if you just flat out, have a whole tantrum and you threaten to leave and you want to do all this extra shit,
No thanks. But that here's the thing. That's the show gives insight into the surface level conversation because they only
hmm
have but so many minutes per segment per contestant to get to know the panel of people. So that's
right,
where the importance of conversation and dating comes after. Because what they do is that after the pouch balloon, once you match, you go on the show to kind of talk about, did you guys go on a date? What happened? And that's where a lot of the couples that match crumble because the
hmm
communication falls off and the date is horrible. So it's like everything seems great in those first couple of minutes. The first impression is everything, but you really get to know that person when the cameras are off, when you're
yeah,
off doing your own thing. You have to rely on, like, this is how the person really is. Is the communication there? Is the personality bomb? Like, are we going on dates? That's where the real work comes in. And that's why it's so important to utilize those first couple of minutes to knock out as many of those hard questions as possible. So, do I even want to go on a date with you?
yeah,
There was a man, it was a woman that was a contestant, and there was a man, no, I'm sorry, there was a man that came out, and one of the women that was dealing with him said, "I'm popping my balloon because you're not really asking quality questions, and I don't think it's
yeah,
in." Because he asked, like, how many kids y'all got? Uh, where y'all stay? Like, really brief questions that didn't take a lot of thought. Like, put some thought into your
put
questions
some thought into
and
it.
and give questions that require women to articulate, or give questions that will force men to articulate their thoughts. You can now see, oh, they can hold a conversation. It's outside of
Mhm.
just one word answers. You got kids? No.
Yep.
Like, you can get but so much information out of these people, but when you
Right.
ask those questions that require someone to formulate a thought in their head and articulate it in front of a bunch of people, that's where you can say, you know what? That person has a head on their shoulders. They can hold a conversation. I want to see more. I want to see more. So that's why I would ask questions. I mean, do you have kids? Do you believe in God? Okay, yeah, yes or no. I want to see, can you formulate a sentence? Subject,
Hmm.
verb, agreement.
Verb agreement. Yes,
Like
yes.
if I'm hearing you is, they is, I'm like, I get heartburn.
Mm.
So I need to know.
Yeah.
There was a question. Oh my gosh, one of the best questions. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but one of the best questions. She said, "What is something that you've done? It was fun and it was spontaneous, but you never do again."
Oh wow, that's a great question.
Do you know what one guy said, Charles?
What did he say?
I flew a girl out on her period. When I say face palm, I was my mouth was ajar. He said I flew a woman, and you know what I loved about that segment though? I had no shade towards him and no judgment, and I had none towards her. She actually had a conversation with him, like, "You gotta tell me about this. Like, what was it? What happened?" Like, she wasn't judgmental, like, "Ew." She said, "Can you like elaborate?" He was like, "Yeah, she was on her period, and we were supposed to plan a trip, so I still went through with the trip. We had fun." Um, yeah. So the more she talked to him, like you can tell. Granted, I would have never shared that. Like, that is crazy work that he shared that. But they had a conversation going back and forth, and he was not backing down. He was really standing on business about flying this girl out on her period. And he almost made it. Like, he was in those bottom two. She did not pop his balloon. He popped his own. And she was like, "Why would you do that?" Like, who's to say I was gonna pop your balloon?
Mm.
Honest, he was a great storyteller, very articulate.
I
Those are
mean, shit.
traits.
That's
Those are
three
traits.
quarters of the battle right there.
Right. Those are traits that you want in a spouse. Like,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
are sharing a little bit too much,
Yeah, a little
but you're
overkill.
honest. So you entertain me. She just
Yeah,
willing to not pop his balloon.
that's yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
I guess you just never know. You know, you can either, and you just got to strike that balance, like whomever you're in this situation with. Um, you don't want to be a word salad, but you also don't want to be a mute. So it's like you got to tailor it to the energy that you
Yeah.
get off the people that's willing to pick
Yeah.
you for the show.
Yeah.
Um,
You
but
really do.
yeah, I think the show is a microcosm
Oh.
of
Hmm.
the entirety of the dating world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's the dating world. I just think it's a exhibition of the symptom of like where we are.
It shows. Oh my
You
gosh.
know, and like I said, I love the entertainment value of it. Um, I think it gets to. I think it gets to the point where it can be detrimental to the dating community at large. No, like for real. Like I really think like it's bad. Like have you ever seen the ones with God, I don't know the dude's name. He's a comedian or a rapper or well, no, Charleston White and the other dude. I can't remember the other
Oh
guy's
yeah,
name, but those ones are just out of control. Like it's like the hood version of the hood version of the Pop the Balloon show. And they just get it like, and all it takes is just that one show to kind of go, and it just births all these other new genres. And I saw one the other day, and it made me sick to my stomach. Honestly,
yeah. Mm,
like it really made me sick to my stomach.
wow.
It was I think he's a Florida rapper or something. He was on the show, and he had his son with him, young son, like less than 10. And father had no filter. The women had no filter. And then what was even worse is they put the son in a 20v1. So we had this 10-year-old boy getting talked to. It wasn't to pop the balloon, but it was more like standing here. They walk up, hey, hey, yeah, nah, boom. And I'm like, this little boy, and he's a rapper. And the little boy's a rapper, and he had said some of the filthiest shit I've ever seen heard in my life.
Really?
No, no cat, no cat. Um,
Whoa.
yeah, but you get him
Whoa.
in a space where he's confronted with sexuality.
Wow.
I cut it off before, so they was like he went through like I don't know 5 or 6 girls. They were all taller than him. They were all a little older than him, maybe like 12, 13, maybe coming at talking about what's good with you, like what you working with, like he's 10. He's fucking 10. Like excuse me, YouTube, but he's 10.
And if the roles were reversed, oh my gosh.
You see what I'm saying? I cut the video off when they was talking about, yeah, we about to have a dance contest. I was like, nope. These are all little babies. Nope. I'm done because I already knew where it was going to go.
Yeah, I can't do it. And
I already knew where it was going to go.
the fact that women are comfortable doing that in front of a 10-year-old speaks volume to their character. Now, what would you do if your daughter was going to shake it for some men?
No, 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 no. Hear me out. That's what it was. In the 20v1 with the son, yeah, they were little, I told you, they were little girls for this little boy. They were slightly older than him.
Oh my gosh. No, you didn't say they're. Oh.
I cut that video off when I was like, what you mean they about to do a dance? I was like, no, I already know where this is getting ready to go. Nope.
And they're not about to go do the Dougie. Like, let's keep it 100. Like,
They're not going to do the Dougie.
the dances of our generation have been replaced by twerking and all that shaking stuff. I'm happy TikTok is bringing back some like choreograph, some stuff. I'm like, whatever will shed the light off of twerking will. I'm tired of opening up my feed to see butt cheeks in my. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of it. But you know, the sad thing is, honestly, y'all, when you watch Pop the Balloon, I'm gonna give you several things, several takeaways, and this is not just because Charles and I say this. The show is showing you this. The show is really putting you on game. Short Kings, I'm sorry. Women just open with you. You need to find women that are attracted to you because you're a good guy. But honestly, your height will work against you with a lot of women. I'm sorry.
Pro talk.
Sorry. Some of the nicest men on that show have gotten their balloons popped first. It goes to show you, guys, fellas, short kings are not winning.
Yeah.
Women, I'm sorry. If you have more than one kid, men over a certain age do not want you.
Yeah.
This is not coming from me saying this is how it is. I don't like it. This is what the men on the show are showing us. On the show with the women 35 and up, a man went down the line. How many kids do you got? That's how he asked it. How many kids y'all got? How many baby daddies? And he read them for Phil. He said, one baby daddy. Okay. The second one's a mistake. Now I'm judging your choice of men. That is how men view you. And looking at that short reel, the men in the comments were hyping him up.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the show. Watch the show. If a man asks how many kids you have and you say more than one, that man usually is popping that balloon.
Yeah.
One guy said, I want to have my own family. And he was in his mid-20s. He was in his mid-20s, y'all.
His choice.
His choice. But that is a trend on these shows. If you are a man experiencing fashion and you're heavily into fashion and personal grooming, women are going to question your sexuality. On the show, the man had arched eyebrows. She said, I don't like that he has his eyebrows arched. So he can't groom himself to look nice? Okay, so, some men have been questioned in terms of their sexuality based off of appearance. If you're overly groomed, they're questioning. Women, if your job is in the sexual field, a man will never take you seriously.
Not never.
There was a
Not
woman who was an
never.
exotic dancer, and when I say men were not banging with that, she
I don't
actually
know.
came on the show a second time and found someone, but it was like she popped her balloon at first, then got it back. He ended up choosing her, but I'm not certain that it's going to last. The men roasted her in them comments and said, it's funny how you popped your balloon on him because you realized was nobody else going to want you. Again, this is watching the show and reading the comments. This show, like Charles says, is a microcosm of the dating world. This is facts. This is facts, what is coming from this show. It's insane. It's to the point I was telling Charles earlier. Derry and I can predict what is going to happen, and we're never wrong. If we see a short guy walk out, Derry immediately calls it. He said, balloon pop. It's going to be height. Why did you pop your balloon? His height. He called it every single time. Next one. It's going to be his outfit. I wasn't really feeling the fit, the shoes. So, you have to be into your appearance, but not too much to give off zesty. Ladies, men really don't like weave. Which, okay, like, okay. That's when your preference is cool. Yeah, I won't get that, but it is what it is. Another one. Yeah, those are the main ones. Like, it's just really saddening how such narrow-mindedness can really be what leads our dating pool. So you mean to tell me the quality of a woman is tied to her reproductive system and how it works? So she has 3 kids. She's undesirable now? Okay. But when a man has 3 kids, it's like, oh, okay. Cool. There was a man on the show who was an exotic dancer. I didn't see anyone like do a double take. He's like, yeah, I'm an exotic dancer. Cool. The woman said it. It was like, ooh. It's just, we could talk about double standards all day. Like, this show is everything that we talk about on Dating University. If you want to see it play out in real life, like I said at the beginning of the show, we come on here, it's 2 of us, we say our opinions, we have guests come on, here and there. But that show, we don't have to say, well, this is what the people are saying. They show you. It's
not that. It's not that though. Some people aren't father material or mother material. If you know you can't handle multiple children, please tell me.
Yeah, on the
Yeah, that's
show,
it.
they don't carry it from that perspective. Like,
Like
the
no, it's
thing
just
he just
more
said,
like,
he
all
said,
right, you got 3 kids. Like, oh hell no, that's a lot of mouths. Like, no, speaking from a man's point of view, like that's a
exactly,
lot of mouths. That's a lot of mouths to feed.
exactly.
I
And what
gotta deal
else?
with somebody else, baby daddy.
There you
I
go.
gotta
This
go
is what they
fight. I
said.
gotta fight this nigga. I gotta
That's
wonder if y'all
exactly what
still
they said.
having
It's not about
sex.
the
I gotta
material.
wonder if I gotta wonder like, is he just gonna show up? Is he gonna
Yep,
be around? Is he
exactly what
handling
they
his
said.
business as a man? Is he supposed to do his thing as a father? Is he gonna feel the way because I told this kid no, you can't have no
Exactly.
popsicle? Like no,
It has
no,
nothing to
no,
do with the
no,
mother-father
no,
material.
no, and not no, not dealing with it.
That's
No.
exactly what they said. Exactly. Like, how many baby daddies? I don't want to deal with no baby daddies. But like I said earlier, the guy said, I want to start my own family. I don't want somebody else's kids. And he was, but that's his preference. He said, I don't want somebody else's kids. I want my own family. Okay. Oh, look, okay. That was so many people's deal breakers. Like, if you had
It's
kids,
huge.
it
It's
is right.
big. It's big, and I get it. Like these women, they want to find somebody. They want to find somebody to love them. They want to find somebody to appreciate what they have and not look at them for the choices that they made of and the packages that they come with. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But you're putting yourself in a you put yourself in the trick bag. I'm gonna tell you why they put themselves in the trick bag.
Mm.
You go on a singles dating show where they're mostly single dating people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Either they got one kid or no kids.
I mean, after a certain age, can we be realistic? I'm not saying everybody will have kids by 30, but a good majority of people have already reproduced. So once I reached a certain age, that not having a child, while it was at the top of my list in my mid 20s, by the time I hit 30, it went lower on the list.
Yeah, it does.
It went lower
It
on the
goes
list
down.
with exceptions. Of course,
Hmm.
I asked the right questions, so it wasn't like an automatic deal breaker like it was in my mid 20s. I'm sorry, I like to hit the street. I was out the streets. I was at
Right.
club. I wanted to go and travel. I wanted to
Hmm.
be, out with my man, my man, my man. I didn't want to be 22 or 23 in a house feeding a newborn.
Hmm.
That ain't what you doing that either. But
Right.
at 30, I'm like, we gotta find a babysitter. That's what's up. If it was easy to do so, great. But if it was one of those like, well, my baby mama, every time I'm around you, she's calling. Every time that she knows you're on a date, she's calling. Oh, now the child has leprosy, uh, cholera. Okay, like
Right.
now you're playing. Now your baby mama's blocking. Now
My
my
baby got dengue fever. You need to come get this one,
the
nigga.
century. What's that called? Any Oregon Trail disease, that baby got it now. Like, okay, just say you don't want your man out here, your baby daddy out here dating. Baby, he's yours. Back to you. Because what I'm not about to do is deal with that. I'm not doing that. And there was one. It was like every time we went out, it was like, oh, he's sick. He was fine like 20 minutes ago. You hear him in the back like,
Mm,
she probably gave him $5 for that fake cough. I said,
mm.
this ain't finna work for me.
If you at any age with 6 or 7 kids, it's a no from me. First of all, 6 is like
Yeah,
squared way too many that
that's
is
crazy.
even like I can't even fathom the idea of coming into a situation of a woman with
That's a lot.
uh,
That's a lot. Cause then I don't have any kids and I want kids. So
no, man, you need to go find a nigga with 6 kids, because ain't no damn way, my God. No, no, you need to go find somebody. Y'all just need to go and be the Brady Bunch some damn way and leave me the hell alone. No.
yeah, I want it depends. Like I want a family. So I feel like if a man has 6 or 7 kids, is he really gonna want to start another family? Like, is he really going? And if they're grown, if they're all out the house, do you really want to start over when they are grown and out the house? Like, some might, but the vast majority is like, I'm done. I'm done. So I think for me, like once it hits a certain number, um, yeah,
Fertile Myrtle and Totem Pete out here. No.
yeah, that's a little much.
Uh-uh.
It's a little
Uh-uh.
much. It's a little much. But
I
here's the
had a
thing:
woman. I
there's
had a
some
woman try to
instances.
talk to me one time. Some about, yeah, I got 6. You got 6 what?
Oh, well,
You got 6 what? I got 6 kids. You gonna have six by your damn self.
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
okay. But here's the thing:
mm-mm.
sometimes this is the crazy part. Sometimes that one baby mama is just as chaotic or more chaotic than somebody with two or three. Like
That's true. That's true.
I was, before I met Derry, like in that sweet spot between like 2014 and 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I dated a lot. I dated a lot. I dated a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I just wanted to see like what I liked, what I didn't like, what was a preference that I felt like was, valuable. Something where it's like, Brittany, that's now superficial. So it just, my list was ever evolving and ever changing. And the kids, like that was one that was always evolving. Like it would say, you know what, no kids. Then it was like,
Yeah.
well, I mean some good guys that have one. Oh, I mean some good guys that have two. Great baby mamas. But then I would meet that one that would have one child and one baby mama. And it's like when you hear that, it's ideal. Like, oh, one of
It's
everything.
ideal. Like I can deal
But
with that.
that
That's fine.
one,
But that one will just give you
woo,
hell.
I said, you can have them, sis. Like, this was
It ain't that deep.
insane. It was
It ain't even
insane.
that deep.
But then you have a guy that may have two or three, and they're all super civil, super cordial,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. But I mean, it may have just not worked out, and it had
Yeah,
nothing to do with the level of kids. So I just think, once you get to a level of maturity, you're willing to forego some things,
for
and
sure.
I think that's
For sure.
that's fair. But in my early 20s, mid 20s, oh, ironclad no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, well, with that, we're going to turn this episode because we are at an hour and 22 minutes.
Oh
We're going to
yeah.
get up out of here. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning
Love
in.
y'all.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. It
Yes.
helps us out. Every little click helps. We love y'all. We're going to get up gone.
We're gonna get up out
We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Hopefully,
of
no more technology issues. And yeah, catch y'all on the next one.
We love you. And watch Papa Balloon to Find Love after watching our show, of course.
After watching our show, please.
Yes, sir.
See y'all soon.
Peace. See ya.